So Onkyo receivers, it doesn't work. Model number, it is TX-SR501E. Before doing anything, I always never believe what telling me, so trying to connect it to power. Let's see if something happened. No power up, no power at all. Wow, this should be something very simple because the power is connected. So let's see how come this is dead. Okay, so first thing, of course, few screws, and then we'll be much more clever. Okay, two here. Okay, I have few screws. Let's see. Let us see. So one, let's find where to put all the screws. Here we are. Okay, let's try. Now the focus, I think, is better. Whoa, what an old thing to test. Many fuses, many fuses, and I think I know what is the problem before testing anything, and I'm quite sure that all the fuses will be okay. So how do I know this? Because I've met few times these problems on such systems, and I will now show what I mean. I'm sure 95% that all the fuses are perfectly okay, and in order to show that I'm not bluffing, or maybe I am, because by the eye I can see that they're okay. 1, 2, but the main are here. 3, 4, all the fuses are okay. So what is the problem? First, let's check the switch. I'm sure that it is also perfectly okay. One is going to this place, one is going to this place. So let's check the switch. As you can hear, the switch is always on. What is going on with this switch? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong wires. Yes, I did look at the wrong wires, so let's check again. Okay, switch is okay, as you can hear. So everything is okay, but there is no power. So what is happening usually now is the next step that I'm sure that will give some light. There is a low voltage from my country, 220 to 9 or something like this, and basically what is happening, this transformer, one of the coils is disconnected. This is all. So yes, the coil is disconnected. Let's test again. It was off. the coil is still disconnected because I see 2 kilo ohms for the input of the transformer. Of course is not acceptable. So I see something, but this transformer, maybe the resistance is so high, maybe. So what are the things that we can check? Pretty easy. So we have the main here and we have the output. What we need to check that the output, okay, there is a capacitor down there. Basically need to measure the voltage on the capacitor down there. Let me see if I can reach without shorting anything. Yes, I will be able to reach. So I'm sure that the 220 is okay, and I don't want to take it all apart, because why to do this? Maybe I will need to do it later, but first thing is to check the voltage on the capacitor. This is the low voltage transformer. Let me see, how do I get, it's pretty hard to get to the voltage. Okay, maybe I will try before connecting the main. Okay, so you will be able to see if there is a voltage. So there is a voltage, 7 volts. So transformer is okay. So I was wrong about the transformer, but what I don't hear is the relay that should be working by now. Okay, so now we need to do some thinking how everything is triggered. Okay, so so let's think. No idea yet what can go wrong. All the fuses are okay. There is the voltage, and now I need to think a little bit. I don't have any display, so eventually the main board here doesn't get a voltage. I'm trying to figure how the voltage go to the display. Not yet very clear. Okay, the standby and the display should show something, so eventually some of the voltage are still missing. So I need to try to understand what voltage are missing and how come, if all the fuse and I have voltage, maybe the voltage Maybe the voltage here is too low. The 7 volts look too low to me. I don't know why. It seems like it should be 12 volts or something like this. So thinking about next step, let's look at the capacitor voltage. This is a good clue about the voltage that I would expect to go out. A lot of dirt here. Oh, there is a memory here. Very old instrument. Okay, so we need to sync before continue. So I will stop for syncing. So I have now a suspicious part. If you will see here, it looks to me like a supercapacitor. This is like a battery backup for this system. So if you see, there is a lot of corrosion here, and if the 5.5 voltage backup is doing a short or something, or the voltage is very low, so it can cause problems that are rare but can happen. So it's a little tricky. You need to disconnect everything to get to the bottom side in order to replace this part or check it, but I have no other way, so I will need to remove this board out. It's a lot of things to take apart here in order to get, but I don't see any other way that I can avoid this tear down, so I don't see any other way. So maybe I will start to do it. So many screws to take off here at the rear part and here. Okay, let's start and see what I can do. So actually this was pretty hard to fix, this amplifier. I did succeed, and I will show you what I found out. So first, there was here a supercapacitor. It is like instead of battery, I think it is for saving all the setting, this part, and probably it was leaked out. You can see there are still marks for the leaking, and eventually this leak probably disconnect the power. There is a diode here, D7702. This diode should get 18 volt. So the power supply here, it has a 13 volt out, which is going through this direction, through this board here. This board also generates 5.6 volt. So the 5.6 volt is okay, and it got to all the circuit, but the 13 volt was 20 volt instead 13 because there was no load. So I took out this supercapacitor. Meanwhile, I just connected the regular capacitor. Of course, it's not good enough because I didn't have this part. So I I had to disassemble everything, including the back, the panel and the LCD and this board, and there is a lot of disassembly to get everything out, many screws. But after checking all the circuit, I realized that there is a 5 volt to the first pin here in order to activate this relay, and it didn't get to this relay, and it didn't get because it is getting from this chip here from the microcontroller, and it is going all the way back to the panel here. So what I found out is the stitch that you see here, there is a disconnection in the PCB layers between the minus of this diode to the 13 volt, which is the first pin on this connector. The connector is a P411, and this is the first pin here. So I did a stitching of a wire from this part to this part, and it took me many hours because I had to download all the circuit diagram and search and understand how everything works. It's not simple, but I will show you now. So if I am connecting power and now powering it up, and you will hear that when I'm touching, do you hear? So it's now powering on. Of course, last thing is to connect a speaker and to maybe see that everything works. By the way, pay attention. It is first powering up everything, and then it is powering out the relay of the speaker, which means that the audio circuit is okay. So you will first hear the click of this relay, and after a few seconds the click of the speaker's relay. So I'm pressing it now, so listen. And now you hear the relay of the speaker, which means that it is acting okay. Of course the LCD is okay. It is written on the LCD now DVD input. So now I will take a speaker and check it out, but it was a hard work. By the way, I left wires because I don't want to disassemble everything. This is a lot of work. So I will connect the capacitor, the supercapacitor, when it comes directly to the wires, and maybe with hot glue place it in a place on the PCB. So hope this is helpful for someone. Without the schematic it was very hard to fix it, and also it took me many hours. So it's just a matter of not giving up and trying to understand how everything works in order to get it back to life. So thank you for now, and I will search for a speaker. Okay, so I found a speaker, and eventually I found a Bluetooth module that will input from my phone, and now is a real life test to see if everything is working. So cross your fingers and okay, this is one channel. I'm just checking two front speakers. I guess if both are working well, so everything should be okay. So it's a little hard to connect, but okay. Let's see the other one. So what I want to say to everyone: don't give up. Even if you have to spend a lot of hours It's a very good feeling to know that nothing can break you, nothing. And remember this with a lot of attention and hours, and don't give up. So thank you all and bye.